And we're back live again, guys. Welcome back, everybody, to Payback as a Lich. Yes, it's been yes, as usual, we are fashionably late because it takes some time to put the bones back together, or because every time we decide, hey, let's run a live, when it's 5 minutes before we play go live, we press go live, Vecna starts to interfere with the multiverse and try to destroy our connections. And it seems it's been like that for a while now. It's becoming kind of a pattern of him. He's becoming predictable, and or a pattern of YouTube. All right. So for those of you who never watched Payback as a Lich before, in a multiverse where timelines don't just split, they merge, we have two versions of a very powerful Lich party that now share a single reality. We started this campaign telling the story of the 9 o'clock Liches and how all of them wanted to get their revenge and kick Vecna's ass. And but everything changed when Vecna accidentally, one third into the campaign, wished for a different apprentice, Necrolumpa, instead of Drazov. And it turns out that he unknowingly switched the entire party into their alternative timeline counterparts, and we started to tell the story of the left-hand horrors. Now, there are two versions of each member of the party, and in the case of Necrolumpa and Drazov, we have one very evil version and one light evil version of them. And and the players were not aware of this until very recently, that they were actually playing alternative versions of themselves that were just 10 minutes apart. And more as the story goes along, we realize that there are more differences than meet the eyes. Some of those characters have made some very drastic and different choices. Some of them have hunted down their alternative selves in order to, keep themselves unique. And yes, we ended up having a mix and match of the two different parties, but these mixed and match parties, all together, they've managed to gather one of the two copies that now exist in this timeline of the Rod of Seven Parts. And the Rod of Seven Parts, they discover, it's much more than just a magical artifact that is very powerful and whatnot, and you spend a lot of time looking for it as if it was the Dragon Balls. No, it's actually a key to a legacy left behind by a very ancient civilization known as the Spellweavers. The party learned that turns out that when Vecna was ascending to his lich godness, and he was becoming more and more powerful, one of the very first obstacles and one of the very first milestones in his ambition was to erase these spell weavers and all traces of their existence from the multiverse. Not even the gods remember the spell weavers existed. Turns out that when Vecna did that, there were only 3 people in the room during that ritual. It was one of the first times he was doing this, what is called the ritual of remaking. And it destroyed his body at the time, but he's a lich, the body returns. But Cass and Volkar, who is the quote-unquote patron of this party, both of them were aware of what Vecna had done. However, that civilization was quite powerful. They were an empire spanning across the entire multiverse, and they have made some contingencies. One of them, rumor has it, there is a lore keeper from this civilization that was just like a backup, was kept inside one of the several obelisks, that each obelisk has different powers, but one of these several obelisks keeps a a member of this race, last member of this species, in a stasis, almost like a hibernation chamber. And this party has the rod that they think may actually release this creature. Now, this creature is Vecna's worst nightmare. The spell weavers were they were not religious, and they could weave magic like no other species in the multiverse. And they were so skilled in that they would trivialize Vecna with their skills on magic, and any other spellcaster for that matter. So yes, Vecna is currently the god of secrets, as he originally started. Humble beginnings. And he's also now the mother of all chromatic dragons. He is the overlord of all layers of the abyss, and he is the replacement of Mystra as the god of magic. And it seems that he's been rewriting reality and take more and more portfolios of other gods as he rewrites reality. And the longer the party takes to thwart Vecna's plans, the stronger he gets. They finally had the 6 pieces of the rod. There was just one slightly logistical problem. 7 pieces of the rod. There was one slightly logistical problem. One of those pieces was still with Cyril, that was stuck in a poker table in Avernus. Well, stuck is a bit of an oversell. He was there willingly. He went there because Cyril has a gambling issue, and he went to bet. It turns out that Cyril's cursed armor, or cursed weapons, all of that he got on infernal poker tables, where he wiped clean some of the devils, and the devils cursed the items to give it to him. And the party was just hoping that Cyril hasn't gambled away one of the pieces of the rod. And but before I tell you what happened in the last session and how they've managed to sort out this problem, let's meet our protagonists tonight. Tonight we have Drazov, our Arcanochemist and Lich Lab Lord, perhaps. Formerly was a Vecna groupie, and now is a proud bearer of the sentient crown of lies. He's totally stable now. He's completely sane. Right, Drazov? Say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Oh yes, I am as always Malthusis Abronius, the inadequate, and I am feeling fantastic. My new crown, it fits like a glove, and it whispers sweet nothings into my mind. I feel revitalized, like a whole new lich. I may even, I may need a new look, or perhaps an old one.
Very well, very well. And then we have Midge, our Gloomstalker druid, with a deadly sarcasm. She sometimes, believe it or not, is the party's moral compass. And if that compass also has a dagger, she's probably that as well. She's the party's she's the dagger on the party's back, if needed be. Midge is our Lycan Lich, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to take down Vecna in order to preserve the balance of beautiful decay and pestilence across the multiverse. Midge, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna try doing my voice today, even though I'm still extremely sick. But I just won't push it. It'll just be, it'll be a little bit of a calmer Midge today, if that's okay.
That's okay.
Spores.
You know, Midge, that in the
What was that? Wait, what did you say?
It's just the spores floating around Midge.
I know. You know what? I normally have built up an immunity during this time of year, but I swear, you know what? It's Vecna's fault. I think he's introduced some new fungus and new allergens that I'm just not used to. So I need to take him down because this needs to stop.
Yep. Vecna's making fungus not fun, even for Midge, which is why he's got to go down.
No, he's not a fun guy.
Nice.
Oh boy. and yes,
Believe that I was not doing that intentionally.
in all fairness, you guys had some pretty strong mushroom tea, so no wonder you may still have some pretty heavy hangover, Midge, from where we ended up last session. And then we have Cyril. Cyril has two versions of himself. I guess we are dubbing one pretty, one ugly. And Cyril, the pretty version is the Herald of Eternal Passion. He has attuned to the vestige of the evening glory. He has become slightly more melodramatic, extremely more radiant, and disturbingly charming. Possibly now dating his own reflection. Who knows? Cyril, and then there is the ugly version of Cyril. And what do we have to say about it? He is a pain in the neck. Who cares about him? Actually, let's not talk about him at all. Let's not waste time talking about ugly Cyril. Cyril, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
a little bit let down that we're not even going to talk about the ugly people here, but that's fine. I mean, the pretty people get along much better. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. Ready to roll some dice and ready to see what happens.
Very well. Then we have Ronaldo. Of course, Ronaldo has also two versions. One of it is still imprisoned in a doll by his more handsome self, and well, one of the Ronaldos is quite bitter, I should say. Tonight we are joined by the prettiest version of Ronaldo, also a herald of eternal passion, and thanks to merging in his timeline the vestige of the evening glory with his phylactery, and now he's also looking quite nice. That does quite some good to your skin, I can see.
It makes fun.
He is using the Cyril skincare routine. Just want to have that patented out there.
Just secretly, just trying it out. I was like, let's see if this is all he's chalked it up to be.
All about that potato.
That potato, that can't possibly be the ingredient. I must know for sure. If Ronaldo keeps this up, he might try to start convincing people that was only ever one Ronaldo. Who knows?
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. And he might even, well, in this party, it shouldn't be too difficult because all of them seem to be very charmed by Ronaldo. And last but not least, we have Creek, our undead bard of vibes and vengeance, whose emotional spectrum swings from soulful serenades to homicidal high notes, should we say, still recovering from the loss of Morte, or Creek, or have you managed to get over it? Did you reach the acceptance 5th stage of grief, or are you still or are you still in denial? So, Creek, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hey guys, Creek Spear King here with my pendulum of chaotic swings. I will say, with Morty being gone and the others, but I did find a handsome guy. Oh man, how could I not seen it before? Cyril? Oh, words can't describe how beautiful that lich is, but numbers can. 10 bones out of 10.
Very well. And that's why we don't talk about ugly Cyril, because everybody's just focusing on the one that the recipe went well. And all right. So in the last session, let me bring you guys to a little recap of where we stand in the Rod to 7 for our audience to see. So we had two competing parties looking for the rod of 7 parts. We had a party by Volcar, and you can see that there's some names in pink and some in white. They come from 2 different timelines. You can see a mixed and match of individuals from 2 different timelines have managed to gather all the 7 pieces of the rod of the 7 parts above. And then, by trading and negotiating with Kaz, Kaz now has 6 pieces of the 7 pieces of the rod he needs. The 7 piece of his rod, the second copy of the rod, is in a maze created by the Lady of Pain somewhere, where she sent the alternative version of Volcar, which probably died there, or is still there, who knows? But that version had a copy. It had a copy of that piece of the rod, and that piece of the rod is stuck in an extra dimensional space. Now, Kaz has been kissing some serious ass in Sigil these days to try and get on the good side of the Lady of Pain. Perhaps that is the reason why he might not be too far from getting 7 pieces of the rod himself, and that would make a race to see who can get to the obelisk first. Well, lucky you guys, you seem to be slightly ahead, but not by much. And yes, in the last session, the party was whole again. Well, as whole as 6 liches can be, I guess, with the arrival of yet a new member, a newbie, Lich Doom, which was a promise of Chronepsis, a champion that he would send to support the party. They now had everything they needed, right, to complete the rod, except the final piece that was still stuck in Avernus with Ugly Cyril, who was knee-deep into Infernal Poker Tournament and possibly batting with some metaphysical concepts as well. And the party tried to contact Cyril. It only resulted in reaching a bored devil who intercepted the attempt communication and offer, the classic devilish extortion package. And it turns out that if you pay a premium, you can actually get a devilish kidnapping package, where they hijack the person out of the 9 hells for you. And well, it turns out that Cyril retrieval would only cost us soul coins and a stack of rings of mind shielding, and some light extortion, of course, that they had to fill in. But to make it happen, the party needed some exotic conjuration ingredients that they couldn't obtain in Cyril. I wouldn't say it's exotic; it's actually quite common. But only Drazov had access to that sort of material in a safe way back in his laboratory, which was definitely not a trap, right? It was definitely not a reason why Drazov wanted everybody to go there, and it's particularly Pretty Cyril. He definitely didn't want
everybody to go. I just wanted Pretty Cyril to go.
That is true.
Yes. Pretty Cyril wanted everyone to go for that exact reason.
And there were some nice laboratory tubes that Drazov wanted to put Pretty Cyril there so he could preserve Pretty Cyril's beauty forever. But it turns out that was not very convincing. Also, when they arrived in that laboratory, which, by the way, is shared between the light evil version and the very evil version of Drazov, they ended up triggering a silent alarm glyph, and the party faced off a second round against Dr. Azov, the original, in the laboratory. So, but this time, he was a bit more smug. He was wearing the crown of lies, thanks to his lesser evil twin brother that decided to cast a wish and lose his ability of casting a wish to get the crown. And well, Dr. Azov, the original, was ready to assert his intellectual dominance, and there was a glorious duel of words, spells, and a lot of frustration as well, and ended predictably with the left-hand horrors kicking his smug undead ass back into dust, and Drazov very fast managed to claim the crown of lies, who was, well, imperceptible as well, but it's sentient. So when you put it in your head, at least it talks to you, so you know it's there. Either that, or it's again your imagination. Who knows? With Drazov, it could be both. And well, Drazov now has the lesser evil version, has the crown of lies, one of the two copies in this timeline. And they went back into the sanctum, and they rejoined Volkar and Midge, who had just returned from a very long shopping spree in Sigil. And both of them were extremely relaxed thanks to some special mushroom tea that they were having. Yes, they were having a tea party, folks. And there was this unexpectedly powerful psychotropic that they were drinking, and turns out not even liches are immune to whatever that mushroom was that Midge brought. And between tea sipping, that became stargazing, that became some minor psychic fracturing, the party had some pretty good time, and we ended up discovering how every one of them looks like when they're high. And they can party really hard, and they were partying because they knew when they headed to this buried ziggurat, where this lost obelisk is safeguarded, probably is going to be a one-way trip, right, guys? Or maybe not. Who knows? But yes, it's they, and then before closing the night, they hear this little pearl from Volkar, who told them that turns out that some many years ago, Necrolumpa came to Volkar asking him, where can I build a nice lair that Vecna is never going to find me, he's never going to come after me, because I don't want that stalker after me after all. And Volkar recommended her this abandoned, well, it was not abandoned, this temple in the middle of a desert planet that was occupied by a Dracolich. And she went there, destroyed the Dracolich, and took over the lair, and made her lair in there. What she didn't know, and probably up to these days she doesn't know, is that that temple sits on top of the buried ziggurat. And if you have the Rod of Seven Parts, is the entrance. It has a secret entrance to that buried ziggurat. So yeah, it seems that Necrolumpa was guarding the obelisk all along. She didn't even know. So yes, fun times, guys. Fun times. This place is buried in sand and time, and now you guys know where to go. How nice. How nice. Well, now returning to where we left the party off the last time, I have to say, guys, back to the sanctum, you've partied so hard that Drazov looks like he's no longer undead. That's how hard that's how hard that mushroom tea hit him, or you. It's probably some permanent side effects, because Drazov just looks good, actually. I mean, not as good as Pretty Zero and Pretty Ronaldo, but pretty good. Lichdom parties so hard that Volkar convinced him to chase a butterfly into a portable hole, which Volkar then kept, and Lichdom is now inside a portable hole. And then we have the two zeros that valse together. Yes, they danced with each other, and they were valsing all across the room. We had Ronaldo, we had Creek, who got so high he lost the ability of playing songs and start to beatboxing. and then we have Ronaldo, who thought he was again in the court talking to the kings and the ladies and the lords, and he would address everybody. He would bow to everybody, and he would ask them, where are you going, summer? And this kind of very posh questions. And it turns out that everybody else was so high that they actually answered those questions. And,
Well, if Ronaldo's asking me, I look stupid if I don't know.
sometimes I go somewhere to the north just to be a contrarian. All right.
That's a perfect answer.
And with that, you are all waking up after a long rest in the next day, and waking up to your numb bodies, and trying to recover the motion of your bodies. You were all passed out at some point or another into some sort of a undead torpor on the couches, and you've been here for many hours now. Oh, Midge, whatever you brought those mushrooms from, kudos to you. That's some strong stuff.
They were
Well,
fantastic.
speaking of which, I was going to tell everyone, if you happen to have a headache or anything like that, I have another great tea that's really good to help with this effect.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Your tea was already strong enough.
Okay, but if you I have a tea for everything. So if you want some more tea, just let me know.
Yes, I will.
Insight check on that.
Oh boy.
You said tea to make it better?
Yes, another mushroom tea to make it better from the previous one. How well do you think?
Okay. I will leave this to the rolls. Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Yeah, I knew I'd waste my great roll right off the bat. All right.
That is the rule, though. If you ask for a roll at the start of a session, the roll is roll is going to be most likely very good, and then you're going to regret.
Know if the tea will make the headache go away or do something crazy.
I don't know.
Midge, would that tea do something crazy or make the headache go away?
No, I think honestly, I think she would have. If someone had a headache, I think she would have an herbal remedy that she could that would help with this in this situation. Yeah,
Oh.
I think she would. Yeah.
So Ronaldo is on that very nice couch, and he's normally got very proper with his etiquette and stuff, but this time he's slouched like all the way down. Only his head is propped up on the vertical section, and he's like, he reaches both arms out and he's like, Midge, help me.
Excuse me?
Please.
Have you?
Help!
Wait, what?
Midge, stop.
Ronaldo, are you okay?
I have a headache.
Did you want you want some remedy tea then, Ronaldo?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I
Anyone
believe you have the
else?
best.
And Ugly Cyril's gonna crawl out from underneath the table, and he's gonna look to Drazulf, and he's gonna look to Midge, and he's gonna say, "Do you have a tea to get rid of someone's nose? I've just counted, and there's far too many noses in a party full of liches."
I mean, I
Yes,
don't have
Midge.
tea, but I mean, I have some spells that can take away that nose pretty quickly.
I think for my own comfort, I think that would be best.
Dre's
I
off
will
his
go for
skin
some
too.
tea.
This isn't fun anymore.
What can I say? I just felt it was time for a change.
For the first time, Midge is gonna look at Drazulf and go,
Wait a second! Traitor! Traitor!
What is the problem?
Why do you look
Midge?
like that? Why do you look like that?
I've always looked like this.
No. Your
People pump up.
face.
I mean, not
What,
only
what
does he
about
have.
my face?
You look like you
Yeah.
spent a night with Cyril.
Different.
You have ears and a nose.
I
Did
have no
Razor
idea what
find
they're
it?
talking about.
Hmm.
Midge is gonna walk over next to Creek and Volcar.
Looks like it's just us now, kids.
I like. I love how you called us kids and we're older than you. Sorry, Creek's just laughing from that. What do you mean by that, Midge?
Well, oh, Ugly Cyril, you can come join us too. There, now we have majority.
And Pretty Cyril's going to look over and going to say, "Wow, segregation. I see how it is." And he's going to walk over to the people with the noses.
Look, you're the one
And
who
then-
said it and then went over there.
And then,
then
and
he's-
then Drezlov is gonna move up real close.
And then
Oh,
he's gonna look
finally,
to
you want to make come around?
he's gonna look to Ronaldo and say, "Could you scoot between me and Drazov, please?"
No, I think you are fine
You're
over there,
fine.
Ronaldo.
You can have him
No.
all to yourself.
Oh God.
Can I
Now the real question
Arcana?
is now that Drazov has flesh on his head, does the burning hair smell like? Is there just the constant stench of burning flesh now?
Nope, because the hair doesn't like the fire doesn't actually burn. It's the same spell as you would use for it's a perpetual flame, which
Now, can
doesn't
I
actually emit heat.
Yeah.
Can
It's a continual flame smell.
Arcana Drazov? I want to Arcana this. Like, how does he look like that? Has he always looked like that? No, he hasn't.
Yeah, he's a handsome devil.
Of course I have. I
You-
look the same.
You,
as
you
I
can
have
roll
always
investigation. He's probably how is he
With
casting
good
this
one
guy's
too.
self and tricking your true sight? How is that possible?
Oh, he's like, I guess I never
He
saw
is
him
being-
that way.
Creek, yes, for all you can tell, this is probably one of the stuff he has in his laboratory. You know what it is? Is that ooze that he has inside of him.
It's all that clean
Wow.
living.
Or
Can I go
Playing
to the lab?
around with that crown
or
that
maybe
nothing
by destroying the other one, he just became young again. I don't know. Creek, all your theories
Other
seem
rules,
to be
maybe?
flawed. It turns out, Cyril, you think, I mean, Cyril, is there a third vestige of the evening glory?
Oh
Nah.
God. Oh God.
He doesn't look charming. He just looks normal. So you think he did something? Yes. Probably
crown.
something in there, but you have no idea what it is.
Oh wait, I just
Ronaldo's
noticed.
gonna lean over and pinch his cheek and be like, maybe it's a suit he made in the lab.
Pretty Cyril's gonna poke you at the cheek and gonna say, "It is very fleshy if it is from a lab."
We start pulling him back and forth in different directions.
And pretty Cyril, I have to say, for you, this is much easier to deduce because you saw how the powers of the other Dr. Azov. So you think this has to do with whatever artifact or whatever it is that the other Dr. Azov had, some sort of magical item that now Drazov has and has looted out of his
So
counterpart.
Pretty Cyril is going to say nothing and is just going to proceed to poke Drazov in the cheek.
Drezlov is going to swat away Ronaldo's hand. Stop touching me. You get away. No, you on the other hand are welcome. as he leans toward even further toward Pretty Cyril.
And Cyril's gonna catch himself just continuously poking him and almost like hopping out of a trance is gonna say, No. Let Ronaldo let Ronaldo keep poking you. I'm okay. And he's gonna keep his hands to himself.
Ronaldo
commit-
stops pinching his cheek and he says, "So you chose a pudgy one?" And he pokes his belly. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I look at Midge and I say, I think we're 2 steps away from seeing something explicit here from the pretty liches.
Unbelievable. And
Legend, I rolled a
This is-
natural 1, so all beasts with 3 intelligence or lower are hostile towards me till next dawn because of my cursed item.
Oh God.
all right, all beasts with intelligence 4 or lower, right?
3 or lower.
Okay, 3 or lower. There's none in this room, so you should be fine. And
Watch
you,
out for Vokar.
well, yeah, Volkar is still pranking the new guy who said some pretty damning thing, and you know Volkar, he took advantage of the new guy being being particularly high, and he convinced him he had to go into a portable hole, and now Volkar has him imprisoned in a portable hole that he put it in his pocket, and he seems to be having a little bit of fun with that as he just peeks a little bit inside the portable hole. He sees the little guy, and then he closes and he laughs. And he just finds it particularly amusing that he's torturing Lich Doom, while Lich Doom is probably having the worst hangover of his life, or his unlife. And Volkar gets up and says, all right, now, Midge, thank you, I needed that. There was some well-deserved relaxation. I must say, if I had muscles, they wouldn't be working now. And if I still had a stomach, I would probably be hurling. So, let's just count our blessings, right? So, do you guys have anything else to do before we head to our responsibilities? This time, we don't have all the time in the world. And by the way, now that we have everybody together, can you please handle me your pieces of the rod?
Yes.
Looks around and at everyone else to see what they're doing.
As Cyril is going up to Vokar to hand over his piece of the rod, Pretty Cyril is going to take notice of his javelin, and is going to say, "Hey, Cyril, I can't quite help myself, but that javelin you have seems to have some arcanic energy swarming around it, but not in a good way. I think it could possibly be cursed. If you need, I could possibly remove the curse for you. It might clear your head a little bit." And Ugly Cyril is going to look to him and he's going to say, "This old thing, I won this in a poker match. Why would I need this on curse?" And he's going to say, "It's been by my side this whole time." "Well, I understand it's been by your side this whole time, but surely you can see the negative energy that's surrounding it." And Pretty Cyril will roll an insight check or an arcana check on his own item.
Very well.
Arcana or insight?
I would be... Well, what are you trying to identify about the item?
If it is cursed.
Then that would be an identify spell.
Ah, I'll do that, so. Identify. If I can spell.
Very well. And you do identify that the item is indeed cursed.
So, Pretty Cyril is going to cast Remove Curse. For Ugly Cyril, I'm just going to say, us pretty people have to help ye uglier folk from time to time, so this is me helping you as much as I can without getting too close to you.
And with that, Cyril, you can finally remove the attunement of that curse. It has been forcibly unattuned to you.
God.
And Volkar goes around the room, grabbing the other pieces of the rod of 7 parts.
Well, wait. I wanted to ask because we haven't had long enough downtime since I've gotten the rod piece, or have I had 12 hours to use my rod piece since getting it last time?
Wow, you did have 12 hours, but you spent those 12 hours either fighting a version of Drazov or High.
All of them? Like I couldn't have just done like rested some, and then while everyone else is still chilling, been able to go and use it.
Well, you were just complaining you had a massive headache, so I assume not. Are you planning on having a simulacrum, Ronaldo?
Yes.
Wow.
I was waiting for when I was allowed to use it, but we had just come out from the Nine Hells and then had the little RPs. I was like, well, I wasn't going to interrupt that.
It does take 12 hours to cast.
Yeah.
So you would, even if you had a little time, you would still have to go and spend 12 hours of pure focus casting simulacrum. So, I mean, would you like to do that? I thought only one version of Ronaldo could exist. No more copies.
Well, everyone knows a simulacrum isn't exactly like as good as the real thing, both technically and in every other way. It's more like a big marionette.
Very well.
In this time, would I be able to attune to 2 items, like the proof against detection and location, one other item then, in that downtime?
Yes. Attunement, if you want to switch attunement slots, you can do that now. You had a long rest.
Detection and
Will I
location.
get to cast it later, or will the rod, like, do we not get the rod anymore?
Well, Volkar is gathering the pieces of the rod, so you can, of course, attempt to convince him to not give yours so that you can make a little snowman Ronaldo for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I will. I feel like, I think people need more time to prepare and shake off the effects of that tea.
Anyone else wants to?
We just got this, and I've never had one. Please don't take away my toy.
Well, we don't have a lot of time. Cass is not far behind us, and if Vecna discovers we have this, we're gonna face some resistance that is just gonna make our lives even more difficult. What is that you want to do with that?
All the more reason to increase our numbers.
You're thinking on casting a simulacrum?
Well, of course, that's all this little bugger does, and he flips it in the air like a coin and catches it.
Well, what do you guys think? Are you willing to wait to have another charming version of this pretty lich around us?
Ronaldo's like looking at them all and bouncing his eyebrows and doing little kissy faces like, no, come on, yes, please.
I mean, I don't want another pretty version of you, but I think having another ally on our side does have some is a positive advantage. Is it possible to make it mute, or can we put a bag over its head?
Of course. But Ronaldo's being very unserious about that. He's like, yeah, sure. He's already thinking about like,
well, Midge is gonna insight that, of course.
Above table, would the simulacrum wouldn't have the vestige of the evening glory, would it? No.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
But I think it has to be patterned after something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to look, appearance-wise, it's going to look exactly like Ronaldo, because that's how the spell works. But it's not going to have the same abilities, it's not going to have gear, it's not going to have anything. It's gonna be like a
No,
naked
that's
Ronaldo.
fine.
So for those of you who have been, wondering, is he really looking faithfully alive? Perhaps now you can discover by seeing what he's gonna do with that simulacrum in 12 hours.
So Cyril, ugly Cyril, will roll. He'll roll an insight at disadvantage because I believe he is intrigued by Ronaldo with the vestige.
Yeah, everyone
of
should
evening
still be
glory.
enamored with a Ronaldo anyway. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking like a disadvantage.
Yeah, go ahead.
oh,
Oh Jesus, 18.
Very well.
I
I
rolled
roll
disadvantage. That's why I rolled the second one. So 17.
Yeah.
Very well.
Against your persuasion.
What are you running against each other here?
If he can convince me to allow him, hence the disadvantage,
Oh,
because he is in. Oh, he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's enthralled by Ronaldo.
Okay. So
Doesn't
that
want to-
okay, so that would be persuasion versus persuasion. But you would have disadvantage, yeah.
Midge was inciting whether or not he would put a bag over its head and it would be mute. So that's what I rolled insight for.
All
so
right.
what do I need to do? Roll deception and persuasion or something?
Either deception or persuasion, one of the two, whichever you prefer. Roll against each other. All right, you got to beat a 13.
Easy. Easy. And Cyril's going to walk right up to Ronaldo and is going to throw his arm over his shoulder and is going to say, "Well, sir, I absolutely would love to have two of you. I mean, the more the merrier, if you ask me. And if you catch what I'm getting at, you know." And pretty Cyril's just going to stick his head to the ground, is going to shake his head in disbelief, and is going to say, "God, I'm really him in a different universe. This is depressing."
No, he just says traitor.
And Volkar says, "Well, do you have any items to equip on your other self?"
Yes, I do.
Very well. I have something that might be useful to us. We never know. I'm not going to be able to use as I'm going to be attuning to the rod. In order to find the way to the obelisk, I need you. You can take this, actually. You gave me, so you're the one who crafted. And he takes the helm of the mage hunter that you crafted for him, and he says, "You can put this on your simulacrum. That might make him a little bit more useful to us."
Ronaldo will just want that for himself. For sure.
And
He'll give it-
immediately seeing that Vokar is giving gifts to Ronaldo, ugly Cyril is going to rummage into his pockets and is going to pull out a wand of wonder and is going to say, "I can give you this. Surely this is better than that."
Ronaldo in character is being like, "Stop! You don't have to stop," but he's gonna take it. You don't have to.
And Ronaldo,
Mage.
so you can add to your simulacrum the helm of the mage hunter, which it's your own crafting. I'll remove from Volkar's inventory. And Midge, you were saying?
Midge takes off the barnacle hat and goes, "Need this anymore either." And she tosses it at Ronaldo.
But Midge, I made it for you.
Well, but it'll protect your simulacrum from acid damage.
I mean, I
I was
suppose you
trying to
have.
be helpful. I don't need it anymore, but I mean, I'll wear it if you want me to. But if your simulacrum needs it, they can have it.
I might be taking that helm from that simulacrum down the line, so I will take it. But if you ever want it back, even as just a memento, you let me know.
Of
It was a real
course, I was
pleasure.
just trying to be helpful.
And you are. Thank you, Midge.
All right, so the barnacle hat of resistance. Yeah. Is
I'm trying to get
yours.
through trying to find these homebrew stuff in the inventory. It's not working.
Okay, I'll try and add for you. All right, and it's a. Oh, did you create a character sheet for your simulacrum?
I did.
Okay, what is the
he's
name?
not joined in the campaign.
That's why.
All right. That.
Very well.
I'll do that.
Yeah, please join him, and which might means he might have lost a few of its abilities or whatever you might have that is homebrew. So double check that. Once you join with him, tell us what is the name you're giving your simulacrum? Ronaldinho?
What was that?
Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho. Oh god.
Well, I had a joke placeholder.
He's really
name
good
as
at
Ricky,
soccer.
But
Cristiano?
I'll think of something in a minute. Wait, say that again? Which one?
Cristiano?
Cristiano. Just give me a few minutes. I'll think of something.
Very well.
Placeholder name is Ricky, but I figure I should do something more grandiose than that.
Yes.
Bartholomew.
Barty.
Can it wear armor?
Morty.
Ronaldo. Can it wear armor?
Yes, you can.
Do you need an armor?
I do not actually, because I have my old armor that I just gave to the simulacrum. He has chainmail, so he's good.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. Of
I mean,
course.
remember, guys, he's just a simulacrum. Like, I don't expect him to live very long.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
I mean,
gonna try, but
the longer we keep-
simulacrums in our group's
we keep-
experience tend to not do very well.
yeah, but the longer we keep it alive, the better it is for us, though. So that's what I'm saying. I
That's
don't.
true.
I mean,
Or until it
If
runs
I
out
have
of
stuff-
spells.
Well,
yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
if I'm being honest, perhaps we should all just cast simulacrums and send our simulacrums in front of us, you know, and we just stay back and drink more tea.
Well, I mean, not a bad idea, Volker. However, last time we all drank some tea, you know, Drazov grew some ears, grew a nose. I think we maybe leave that for now.
I've grown nothing. I was always like this. This is just how I am. As he's saying that, he unrolls his portable hole, pulls out his piece of the rod, rolls the hole back up, and walks across the room, handing the rod piece to Vokar, goes over to here and slumps down on Pretty Cyril's shoulders. That's
His
as much-
shoulders.
Yeah. Like just like an arm over each shoulder, just kind of leaning
Nice.
on him.
Scorpion armor, man. You might take some damage. 2 points of damage.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Midge
Wait,
follows
is that
suit.
magical piercing damage or?
Thank you,
No,
Mitch.
definitely
Now
not.
let's just wait for Ronaldo to be able to be a little bit less clingy with that piece in 12 hours.
Can
yeah.
Can we say just? I mean, that I don't want to say during that time, but like, I have an extra attunement slot. Can I get like a cloak of protection or something while we're during this time?
Sure, you are in Sigil. They sell
Yeah, that's
whatever
what I'm
you need.
saying.
Yes, by all means.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let me give you a cloak of protection then.
Very well.
Midge will run out and go grab one.
Why do you want a cloak of protection, Midge?
Why? Just to help with
Why
her
not?
AC?
They're so good.
just to help with the AC. So when you talk to Volkar about this, he says, Midge, why do you need a cloak of protection?
I don't know. I'm small and squishy.
And he says, all of us are squishy. That's the nature of being a lich. And he raises his t-shirt, and among some worms that fall off and some and a disgusting rotten guts and torso that he has under his shirt that says the phrase "live and let unlive." You look into it, and he says, look into this rib, and you see that there is some sort of rune tattooed on the bone of his rib cage. And he says, I got this in Sigil. Excellent tattoo shop, not far from here. It's called a barrier tattoo. It does much better for you than a cloak of protection, Midge.
I would love to have a tattoo.
Well, I'll take you to the shop since we have to wait 12 hours for whatever the hell Ronaldo wants to do with himself. And he takes you outside into Sigil, and the name of the place it's actually on the map because they've put that tattoo shop, is Fell's Tattoos. Do you see there?
No, my screen is still loading. Yeah, I see it down there now. Yeah.
Yes, it's Fell's Tattoos.
Mhm.
And he says, it makes some amazing tattoos there. And you can get a barrier tattoo. It's going to cost you what? 20K? 30K? Something like that. And that's totally worth it. You don't have to keep carrying more junk around with you. And
I mean, in her inventory right now, I only have 5,000. I don't know how much money. Do we have more money?
that's all right, Midge. I got you covered. And
Okay.
he's gonna give you 15K. He says, I got you covered,
Okay.
but you owe me. Remember?
Yeah, I know I do.
Guys, Midge's voice is not going to happen again.
That's all right.
So,
That's all right.
I'm sorry,
And-
guys.
And on that note, he says, Midge, I have some useful items that might be useful to you guys. But you know, that is one I've been wanting to give to Creek. The next time he says something nice, but perhaps I should give him now. And before leaving the house, Creek, he gives you some Nozur's marvelous pigments. And he says, you know, Creek, I'm not very much of an artist, but with your creativity, perhaps you find nice ways of using this. It doesn't require any attunement, and they are so nice if you know what you're doing.
He stepped away for like
He's
15
gone for
minutes. I think he has a
15, yeah.
phone call or something.
Very well. And on that note, as he drops that item with Creek, and he drops the he drops Midge in Fell's tattoos to get her own tattoo. You guys, let's take a quick break, and we speed up time, and we'll come back after those 12 hours have passed. And we'll be back, everybody, in 10, 15 minutes. And for those of you who've been watching this stream, in this stream and in the next 2 episodes of Payback as a Lich, I'll be releasing a code that you can use in our giveaway, that you will find the link in the channel post section, board section, and you can use that to get some extra entries. So if you guys are watching and following us, the code for tonight, all caps, no spaces, live and let unlive. I'll put it in the chat. And let's take a break, everybody.
Sweet. Yeah.
All right. Is everybody back?
Yes.
Yep.
Cyril, Craig, are you there? Craig still absent. Cyril? All right. Let me bring you all back to the sanctum. As you're getting ready to departure. And Volkar says to all of you, so, I assume you guys are not going to make the same mistakes as you did before, and everybody's attuned to their amulet of protection against divination, correct?
Correct.
Yes, of course.
Very well, very well. I'm counting on all of you to be attuned to your amulets, not to other things, so that we don't have a surprise visit from the Whisper One or his trolls, his pupils, while we're doing our business. Like it happened last time. Are you guys all attuned to your amulets?
Yes.
Yes.
Drazolf is not, but he has the Crown of Lies, so I'm assuming that
Yes.
does the job, except better.
Does it? Does it protect you against divination?
I mean, does it not?
Read it. What's you've got it. You tell us. What's it say?
I'm quite curious.
Yeah,
It tells-
Tell us all.
It tells it foils sending and scrying spells. They're trying to find another creature that you disguise as, and those spells come to you instead. So
right.
if-
So, if anybody's trying to find, but if anybody's trying to find Drazolf, then they're not gonna find me. Well, they'll find.
that is still Drazov that you're disguised as, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I can take on a different form though, and then they wouldn't find.
They wouldn't find Drazov. Yes, that is correct.
All right, so, oh, good. I'll just take on a different form.
Okay. How do you want to look like?
Just a different member of the Backstreet Boys, but with fiery hair.
Oh, it should look like Vecna. I actually don't do that.
And Creek,
Sync guy myself.
Volkar gave you Nozur Marvelous Pigments while you were off.
Oh, cool. I can paint
Magic
a good
paint
picture.
set.
He said with your artistic soul, you'll be able to use that better than he is.
Drazolf is going to appear as Necrolumpa.
Oh, geez.
Wow. All right.
Not ballsy. Good. That's
Ballsy is right.
Very well. Very well. Let me get
Someone summons Necrolumpa. We need you to take on this guy. And he says, "Ah, yes, my Snicker Snee. I will, they will, they not be doing that anymore."
Can
I
you
am Necrolumpa
can you
the
talk-
Loopily.
can you talk like her? Because it's a perfect disguise.
You need to
It
high pitch
is.
voice.
Yes, but I will talk like this.
Like the actor beat. Wow.
That
Wow,
is
change to someone
amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. I
Oh, you get inspiration for that.
Nails on a chalkboard in my brain.
Oh, you get inspiration.
Uh,
I already have it. Does anybody else need?
Wait, now that it's been a long rest, we gotta reroll our charisma saves, don't we?
Yup.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Was Creek?
Oh, and
Ronaldo then?
Legend,
Mm.
I swapped out Wish for Time Stop on my spell list. Just a heads up.
Oh yeah, that's
Ooh.
probably a good thing since you can't cast Wish anymore. In fact, you can erase from your spell book altogether.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So we're doing charisma saves, right? Right.
Oh, when is that Necroloompa arrived here?
What
What's
are you
the save,
talking about?
though?
I have always been here.
That's the save. Oh, it's not 20. Nice.
I think I'm gonna use my lucky, so I don't have
People are
another
less
curse.
enthralled than usual.
What you mean you gotta roll a lucky? You mean you gotta roll an unlucky? Wow.
Oh, that's 2 nat ones. All right.
Wow.
Accept the
roll the
fact that you're going.
D6.
Accept
Um,
the fact.
let
you're
me-
loving
You
on
can't
it.
resist the both of us.
I
We're
can.
too beautiful.
Oh gosh, that's
Oh, yeah,
terrible
do we-
for me.
Do we roll one charisma save for both of them, or do we roll like one for each?
What each, please?
You are in love, Creek.
With both of them?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
You are-
Hey Creek, you ever thought about a drive along the beach?
Everything they do just seems so majestic and celestial and cool. Ah.
Legend,
music video.
with the Shard of Zulon, I have 3 debuffs. I have 2 debuffs of beasts with an intelligence score of 3 or lower hostile to me, so now they really hate me. And now I have disadvantage on all ability checks until the next dawn. I have 3 curses on me.
Yes, and
Yes,
but I
you're
have to
loved.
say, none of them feel this additional crush that you're having for them. It just feels like
Vokar, thank you for these pigments. I already know what I'm imagining, and I'm gonna make it look beautiful. What's your size? As I look at the Cyril.
Creek's thinking like,
Excuse me, my size.
Yeah, what's your measurements? What's your inseam, particularly?
I don't think I'm quite comfortable answering that question.
That's okay, you can whisper that later to me.
What was the DC on that check, by the way?
A 20.
All right,
I
so I
believe.
passed one and failed one.
very well. I assume
fail?
you failed the 0-1.
Yeah.
As we all know, that's something that has been going on for some time. And
you got
Midge
history together.
Midge failed as well. And so Midge, you failed both charisma checks? Yeah, you did. Wow, guys. You all really like them. I mean, you're gonna
Zero
miss them.
passed.
And
Ugly zero
Volker
passed.
turns to ugly 0 pass.
He's too
Very
ugly.
good. Very
Doesn't
good.
appreciate beauty.
And
You only rolled once for ugly Cyril though.
I mean, surely I'm not in love with myself. I mean, I'll roll for myself.
and Volker says, "Well, it would be good measure for contingency to leave someone behind. So, pretty Cyril, as much as it breaks my heart to say this, since you have 0 pieces of the rod, you are the most useless against us, to go with us. So, if you wouldn't mind staying here in this beautiful sanctum and take care of the place, and if we have
And Necroloompa is gonna teleport right over and just slap a hand over Vokar's mouth. No, I don't think so. No, that is silly. Besides, you have all of the rod pieces now.
well,
Yeah.
yes, but we may need. We never know. We may need to spread them up again, and well, we need a backup plan. And I think it's just good measure to have Pretty Cyril here. Someone comes question anything, he can charm them.
Oh, well, that's why we need him, especially. He was able to charm everyone and get the rod from Facto Skull. You know, he's probably the most useful out of all of us.
But we have Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's pretty freaking good too. Why not both? 2 is better than 1. I could have 1 on each arm as I'm playing songs.
And for the purpose of this, Ugly Cyril's failed attempt is on Ronaldo, and he's going to say, I mean, there's only enough of one of me for Ronaldo, I'm sure. I mean, I am quite large in this scorpion armor, if you know what I mean.
I thought you succeeded against Ronaldo. You failed against yourself.
I'll go the other way around. I mean, if Pretty Cyril's staying, I'll be in love with you.
Very well. You are all not charmed, of course, but you have a very strong predisposition towards the creature, and well, as anticipated, Volkar will open a portal that will lead you to Necrolumpa's lair. I guess.
Do I get a simulacrum yet, or no?
Oh yes, you do. 12 hours have passed, and you can add your. You can add. It's what is his name? Is it Ricardo?
Well, don't I get to RP it?
Sure, by all means.
Sure. So once everyone's come back together, and it's been a little while, Ronaldo will slide down the banister to get... No, sorry. He will appear at the top of the stairs, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you've all been waiting. I'd like to introduce to you..." Gonna slide down the banister and hop and a skip, and he'll be over to the right here, and he flings a hand over to the top of the stairs. He says, "Introducing my simulacrum, Ricardo!" And he starts to clap himself. But then no one shows up for a moment. And then finally, Ricardo shows up at the top of the stairs. And he looks like Ronaldo in many ways. Somehow not quite as alluring. Doesn't quite have that panache. But he shows up. He's taking small, shuffled steps. His head is hanging low, and his shoulders are bunched up defensively. And he shows up and says, "Hi." Now? And Ronaldo is like, "Yes, now. You're embarrassing me." Ricardo says, "Stop yelling at me." And he starts to go down the stairs one at a time, like 1 foot, both together, 2 foot, both together, 3 foot, both together, as he shuffles down. "Oh, hi, I'm Ricardo."
This whole time, Cyril is just clapping his hands and in amazement at what Ronaldo has produced before his very eyes over the last 12 hours. And he says, "Marvelous, marvelous, I have to say."
Why, thank you. There weren't many instructions on that thing, but, after 12 hours, I got the nick of it. He's, almost just like me. Hey, Ricky!" And he starts to elbow him, but Ricardo just kind of, pushes away from him. He's like, "Oh, stop."
Creek looks at Ronaldo and he says, "Oh, okay. How much do you charge per hour for him?"
Both of them are like, "What?"
Holy God.
It'd be great to have him with me as I travel around. When I play music, I bet he could escort me. Look at that beautiful body.
Beautiful body and beautiful voice.
The fans would go crazy for you. Trust me, they love a pretty face when someone's singing.
Who, me? No, I don't think so.
I look over to Ronaldo. I'll ask you later, barter.
Sure, I'll cut you a deal.
Midge looked at Ronaldo and says,
Well, I thought you said he wasn't gonna speak. And there's not a bag over his head. But he seems kind of dumb. So that works for me.
Ronaldo's long hair is just swept back and flowing, but Ricardo's long hair is just straight down, covering one eye. And once Mitch says that, he's just like, He's like looking away. He's not gonna look at me. He's like, "You're stupid."
Thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me in a long time.
Okay, real stupid.
And well, as you all getting acquainted with Ricardo, the antithesis of Ronaldo. Ronaldo clearly using the rod was it didn't work as intended. Use your first
Work
time
in
casting
progress.
Yes, was your first time casting simulacrum. Perhaps next time will be better. Vokar says,
Yeah.
"So I'll need a piece of the rod now."
Ronaldo whoop, reaches an arm behind his back and tosses it over his shoulder so it lands in Vokar's hand. Whoop.
And
Like
Vokar-
I promised. There you go.
and Vokar get all the pieces of the rod together on top of the table, and you guys see him putting all of them together. And you have this feeling that, oh, you can't believe you did it. You guys did it. Here's your plan to stick to Vecna. And it's finally, look at that artifact. The key is finally completed. And Vokar, after putting all together, he says, yeah, just like I remember. And then, for the first time, he had never done this in front of any of you in the many years you know him. He lifts his eye patch, and there's no eye in that eye socket. And he fetches with 2 fingers inside his skull, and he pulls this little portable whole silk handkerchief, and he puts on top of the table, and he seems to attune quite fast to the rod, and then he puts the rod inside, and then he takes that portable hole, puts back inside his skull in his eye socket, and puts down the eye patch. And then he says, "What are you all looking at? You never saw a lich hiding stuff in their skull?"
And Cyril's going to shake his head and going to say, "Sorry, I was just amazed by the beauty of Ronaldo and Ricardo. I mean, there's 2 of them and only 1 of me. That's so much of him to love."
Ronaldo's
Did
like
something
fucking
happen?
over Ricardo's like jacket. He's trying to straighten it and pat it down, try to fix his hair. It's like, sorry, what was going on, Vokar? What?
Did something happen? I was too busy gazing into the eyes of pretty Cyril.
And he's going to misty step away once more over to the far side here. It's going to say, "Get me away from
And-
these people."
As a reaction, Necrolupa is going to misty step right there next to him.
And he's going to look back and he's going to say, "I am a married man, woman. Please give me some space." And he's going to misty step right back.
Creek counter spells as a reaction. Oh, where are you going? Come on, join the fun. You have so many fans.
You know, if pretty Cyril is not going to be joining us, then I know a place where he will be quite safe and secure, much safer than here. It is the laboratory of Albrecht the Obnoxious. I happen to have the key. I can take you there right now.
Oh my god. Oh
I
my
don't think Dr. Azol's lavatory is a safe place now that we've been attacked twice there.
I agree. Thank you. Someone speaking
Dr.
sense. when it
Azov has
comes-
been destroyed, or so I hear.
But he'll be
It
back.
would be at
working on-
least a week.
What about that closet full of goo that you came out of? Maybe that's a safe place.
Hmm.
Cyril, I have another closet full of goo I'd like to show you.
Oh boy. And
Oh,
This
there
is
are
done.
And before
Pretty
and
close
before
to
and before this video gets taken down, if we continue in that line of discourse, Vokar says, I hate to break the little party you guys are having, but time is of the essence. Let's go, liches. Jump in. And he crosses through the portal. And
The vestiges have done more to derail the party than anything Vecna or Tran did.
indeed.
I don't know what you're on
Walks
about.
Looking at pretty Cyril says, "Don't worry, I'll make a song for you. Stay pretty, I'll be back."
And Cyril is ugly. Cyril's gonna stick his hand out to Ricardo and is gonna say, "Don't worry. I know this is your first time, but we'll be slow and gentle. I'll bring you through." As they proceed forward, and pretty Cyril's gonna look at the Necrolimper and is gonna say, go on, my lady, go. I will mind the sanctum here, and you will stay away from me. I'm still a married man, in death do us part." And he's gonna misty step as far away from the portal as he can.
And let me bring you all to where the portal leads you. After all of
for
you,
the record,
yeah.
as silly as Ronaldo was being, he did notice Vokar, use the eye patch, take out the portable hole, and put away the rod.
yes, you can all feel that he may have done that on purpose, so all of you know where the rod is. Because he's attuned to it, he can use it. But he doesn't need to hold on his hand. He's just carrying his staff on his hand as normally, although he's not attuned to his staff. And it's
As they were going through the portal, Ronaldo was kind of leading Ricardo up to it, and Ricardo's like, "No, I don't want to. I want to stay. Stop." He's like, "Come on, just the last one's in now. Let's go. No, you stop it." And he's like, "All right, you're embarrassing me." And he kicks him in there. He gets so forceful with him.
and
Grab the skin on the back of his arm, right above his elbow.
Yeah, just exactly.
And Vokar says, "All right, now I cannot stress this enough, liches. From this point onwards, things will get, well, quite tough. If regardless of what we encounter there, it might be deception, it might be protection, but the fact that the next door only opens with the rod of 7 parts tells you enough about whoever prepared this place. Not even Vecna's 10th level dispel magic was able to break through the seal of this place. So you're gonna have to be very careful. And by the way, have I told you guys about the Neras, right? If we encounter one, well, we're pretty much screwed. I can't give you any advice on how to fight them, because the only advice I would have based on my experience is how to get your ass kicked by them. So all I can tell you is they're very quick to jump back and forth into the plane of mirrors, and don't be stupid to cast a spell on them. It will come back right at you. Those are the only 2 things I've learned from getting my ass kicked by one. Now, do you guys have any questions?
What about the magic from magic weapons? Like having electricity around your weapon, does that rebound on you if we strike them with it?
Honestly, I don't know. I've passed out after I cast a spell on it. So, it was pretty bad. It kicked our asses. And when I say our asses, I mean myself, Kaz, and Vecna. All 3 of us got our asses kicked. So, it was not pretty. And that was just an era. There was not even the spell. Oh, I can't even tell you how they spell. We were humiliated, Vecna. It was kind of fun, though. So, as I was saying, I'm going to cast from the rod now. Find a path. So, I can find a way
into the obelisk. Only when you cast Find the Path from the rod, it will guide you in the direction. However, it guides you in the direction, so I don't know how many zigzagging we're gonna have on the way. It's a pretty big buried pyramid, so it will have several levels. Do not underestimate this place. I cannot stress this enough. Even if you think you're finding weak defenses, I can assure you there's something more to it. Spellweavers are very crafty individuals, and they are, by far, the smartest creatures I've ever got in touch with it. So, bear that in mind. Any questions?
What's our goal in here again? What are we trying to find? We're trying to release one, right?
Well, our goal, Ronaldo, and the reason why we spent many, almost 2 years gathering all these pieces of the rod is to get the rod of 7 parts and use in the obelisk that is in there. Now, each obelisk has a different power. Now, there are rumors that says about the power of this obelisk, or I should say there are secrets. There is one rumor that says that it is an obelisk that controls time. Oh, that would make our life easier, right? Because if the obelisk controls time, we can just go back into a point in time where Vecna wasn't yet a lich god and we kick his ass, and then our problem is solved. Or we undo his ritual of remaking, or whatever other point in time we figured it out. Now, this obelisk, if this obelisk can control time, and it can open a time portal just like a time god would, then I can assure you this will be as powerful as a portal from a time god. Now, there are other types of obelisks. There are rumors, the ones that Kaz believe, that the obelisk is a sort of hibernation chamber, where a lore keeper, a last of the spellweaver species, is in a stasis inside. And if that is the case, then, well, once we free it, run. Just run like the wind. You don't have to explain to the creature what they need to do. Once they realize their species has been disseminated and decimated, and you will, they would definitely go after him. Now let's just make sure we don't stay in its way. Now, there are also rumors there might be a Nera inside of there, a very powerful one. If that is the case, we're screwed. Neras they're not dumb, but they are also not as smart as spellweavers. So, it's probably just gonna kick our ass and go back to sleep. And there is a fourth rumor that says that obelisk may have complete different power. Now, we don't know until we get there. No one ever had access to this before. And the idiots that gathered the rod of 7 parts before thought was just a nice weapon to go bonk on Vecna's head. So they had no idea what it was used for. Ah, I hate goody goodies. Any more questions?
No questions, but at at Vokar telling them that speed is necessary, Cyril is going to reach back into his scorpion armor and open a secret compartment, pulling out his carpet of flying, and he's going to hop on and he's going to say, I'm ready. I will no longer be the slowest. I may be quick, but I am still powerful.
You've been holding out on us.
Great idea!
And he reaches inside his bag of holding and pulls a broom of flying.
And Cyril's going to point to his temple and is going to point to Vokar as if they're on the same signal and be like, oh. Great minds, Vokar, great minds.
Very well.
Ronaldo's
Very well.
gonna
And then
look at
Mitch
Volkar.
just starts wild shaping into all of these fast creatures, into a cheetah, into a hawk, into an ostrich, just back and forth. She goes,
I can do that too.
Nice.
Creek will just play his lyre and just cast fly on himself, expending a charge. I'm an angel now.
Very
Mitch
well.
goes back to her regular form.
Cyril's going to look to Ronaldo as if like, okay, what are you doing? Beautiful man.
Beautiful man. He's going to look very upset, but beautifully.
And Cyril's is going to fly over to him and is going to say, "Don't worry, there's space for one more."
Oh, you can show me the world.
Very well.
Ricardo. Wait a minute, what about me?
And Cyril's going to say, "Be gone!" He's going to fly up.
Gone, hideous, lowly creature, pathetic copycat. Jeez, I'm looking through my stuff. I don't know.
While that's going on, Mitch will pop down and just go stand next to Vokar.
All
And
right.
Roomba's gonna misty step 30 feet to about here and say, "What are you all waiting for?"
Creek will fly over.
Waiting on Ricardo. Goodness. Jeez, he's looking through his spells, going, "I didn't want to be here anyway." Vokar, you wouldn't have happened to have another broom, would you? Is there space for two?
Well, no, really, no. You can travel on Cyril's carpet. I believe that would be okay. I'm sure
Try to
you.
fit two people.
And Cyril's is gonna look to Ronaldo and look to Ricardo and is gonna say, "I mean, you're both so slender. Possibly you could both fit on. It's only a small weight limit to it, but I mean, we could make it work. Hop on!" And he's gonna tap both sides of the carpet beside him.
Mitch will
Cyril
step
is like-
forward and she'll say,
Cyril has got the. Oh, go ahead.
Mitch will say,
If you need to, I can turn you into an animal that runs fast.
Wait, Mitch. I think they're having a moment.
Ronaldo is like sitting behind Cyril with his arms wrapped around him, and then Ricardo is just on the back of the carpet with his legs dangling off it, looking like behind them.
"Oh, I thought it was like a Cyril sandwich. That's what I thought was happening."
I thought so too. We'll
I
get
mean,
there
we
yet, Mitch.
could, but I assumed he'd be leading the carpet, so.
I mean, I can lead from the middle. It's okay.
Oh, God. Stop making me laugh.
And Cyril is going to point forward with his flying carpet and move up with the two boys.
Very well.
We don't have to
and-
be fast right now, correct? I can.
No, you don't.
Okay. That's what I
Volkar-
thought. I was like, I thought it's only if we need to run away.
Volkar leads you to a room in the north, and he touches the wall, and he says a few words which you don't understand, and the wall parts into a secret open door, and you head inside. And as you head inside, immediately on the other side of the door, the first thing you encounter is the body of a decaying body of a hobgoblin, which seemed to have tried to escape this place. Strangely enough, for what you understand, this place has been closed for forever, for millennia. So how come the body of the hobgoblin is still decaying? You can see that a crossbow bolt still protrudes from the corpse's chest. And
Can Midge
Volkar,
investigate the decay then? Can I do
absolutely.
like a medicine check or something? What would you like me to roll for this?
Medicine. Medicine's fine.
Oh, just to double
Oh.
check. It has
I'll-
been more than 24 hours since Drazolf cast his wish, right?
Correct. You still have the low strength, but you don't take the
But I'm no
necrotic
longer taking
damage.
the damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. All right, Midge. You have no idea what's going on. This is not making any sense.
No. Yeah.
This body is this body is almost as if it was here last week, but at the same time, you look around and the blood on there's no blood, or the blood is just so dry that you can't see it anymore. Already merged with the stone. Cyril, you look at the body, and from a chronomancer point of view, it's also not making any sense. I mean, you guys know this place been closed for millennia, and yet that body doesn't seem to be decaying for more than a week.
Is it in fact dead? Can we confirm that?
Yes, very much.
All right, then Midge will reach down and go,
Well, the more the merrier.
and she'll cast Animate Dead.
Nice.
Very well. And let me check one thing.
I have control.
I'm
of it
just
for
checking.
24 hours.
Yes, I'm just checking something. All right. It has the status of is the stat block of a zombie, if I remember correctly, right?
The target becomes a skeleton or a zombie if I choose a corpse. So yeah, it's a zombie. Yeah.
So yeah, it's about something as smart as Ricardo.
That's fine. It's just it's another body though that we can.
Ricardo isn't dumb. He's just shy.
Yeah.
It's another body. That's all I'm looking at. It's just another body we can use.
Whatever
know.
you say, Ricardo.
God, everyone says I'm dumb. You just don't get me. You're dumb.
You're giving me strong Napoleon Dynamite vibes.
Yeah, that's that's the voice I keep getting the whole time.
Yeah.
My hero.
Okay, can I have my chapstick?
Creek wanted me to dance.
Oh, hey, Napoleon, give me some of your data dots. Gosh.
All right, Midge. You raise that. You animate that corpse,
Cool.
and you raise that zombie.
Yeah.
And Volkar says, "All right, here goes nothing." And he heads ahead, and he puts his hand on the door, and yet again you hear another sound.
So only those that are attuned to the rod can open the doors. Do not try to open the door without me, or you're gonna trigger a trap or something. And the traps here are nasty.
Now, let me describe what you see as you enter inside this place. So, there's dust and sand that coat the floor here, and there are 3 bronze cylinders on the floor, and they've each it's inset with a small door that span floor to ceiling in the middle of the room.
So, as you look there, it says, "All right, you see these tube things here? Seems that we're gonna have to go inside." You see footprints of several humanoids that are visible in the dust. As you stop in front of the cylinders, you look around, and they seem to be here forever. There's definitely no air current inside this place. You can see that as Volkar approaches and he just knocks on the cylinders, you can hear that the cylinders are hollow inside. He says, "Yep, pretty sure we gotta go inside this."
Okay, well, give me just a second. I'm gonna cast one more spell. Everyone gather up.
And Midge will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us now.
Oh,
Hey.
nice. Nice.
Sweet.
Very well.
Hello.
So you have a +10 on our stealth checks if we have to roll stealth.
Nice.
As
For an
long
hour.
as you are within 30 feet of Midge.
Yeah, we just have to stay 30 feet. Yeah. But if they come back to 30 feet, it's just a kind of an aura of me, correct?
Yes, it's like an
They have
aura.
to stay
Yeah,
within 30 feet of me.
yeah, yeah.
So like if you leave it, you lose it, but then you come back close to me and you've got the stealth again. So
Yeah.
Can we get a
Would
30-foot aura like indication?
I was about to ask, yeah, could you do that for us,
Done.
Legend?
Done.
Awesome.
Can
Midge's
we?
shining, holy aura.
Mhm. Is there an entrance to these cylinders, or are they just hollow from the out? Can we just tell they're hollow from knocking on them?
You can see that they're hollow.
Okay.
There are they have the 3 cylinders in this area. They have hollow bases, and you see what seems to be bases of statues on the ground, and they seem to be and they seem to be have something written in a language you have no idea what it is. For what you can tell, there is a possible entry right on the front of the it's simply a line that goes all along the tubes, and you think that there might be a way to pass through, like a secret door or something. That's what your passive investigation is telling.
Connecting the
I'm-
tube.
Can I cast comprehend languages to read the language?
By all means, you can try it, yeah. So, as you read what is written on the ground, it says, it seems to be 3 names. Because it's a proper name, you have no idea what it means. The names are Gorm, Madarua, and Usamigaras in the center. Gorm in the west, Madarua to the east, and Usamigaras in the center. I'll put it in the chat. But these
The
are
original Three Stooges.
these are proper names, so you have no idea. You never heard of them before.
Cyril's gonna look to Vokar and is gonna say, Vokar, do these names mean anything to you?
And Volkar goes and approaches one of the plates. And the moment he approaches one of the plates, you guys just hear something shooting from the walls to the south. A bunch of arrows. And I'm not going to even ask for a dex saving throw, because you don't even need to bother to dodge. The arrows are non-magical, but there was a trap in the south walls that activates the moment Volkar approaches one of the plates, and shoots a bunch of non-magical
crossbow bolts in all of you.
Wait, did he step on it or just fly over to it? 'Cause
No,
that's
he
what-
just approached.
My zombie's probably dead then.
Oh yes, your zombie's dead.
I live again. Oh.
That was a
I was about to say
There
I
was a
cast it
short-
again, but
that was a short on life.
Midge turns around and goes,
Well, I guess it's kind of useless, huh?
Cyril will look to Midge and go say, Midge, you're all we need, don't you worry.
Aw.
It seems
Um,
that you were feeling lonely, Mitch, so I didn't want to say anything.
Even though I actually could use him unless you still want him, Midge. It's up to you.
No, I'm not gonna use any more of my spells. You can have him if you want him.
And actually, we are all Misty form, right? So I can't. Never mind.
You are in misty form?
Oh well.
we're
You're-
not Misty
No,
Form.
no.
We just-
No.
No,
we
you
just have. There's
Pass
just
without a trace.
An aura that emanates from Midge that gives us like shadow that just gives you a +10 to to stealth rolls. We're not Misty
Okay,
Form.
so this isn't. All right, this isn't the one where we turned into mist. Okay.
No, I did not cast that one.
Necrolumpa, I think we're doing.
Ronaldo will go. Sorry.
Go ahead, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo will go up to the zombie and says, "Well, Midge, if you're sure, I always welcome more guests to the party." And he's going to use his Ogramo's graveyard to shunt the zombie into his. He holds out this skull where inside the cranial, it's like the little model homes. You see a little graveyard inside there. And he opens the skull's mouth, and the zombie disappears, and then he reappears inside one of the little graves inside the graveyard within the skull.
Oh, I didn't even
What
think
a
about taking
delightful
its soul. Yeah.
And
It's the little zombie.
very well. That's very nice, Ronaldo. But as you do that, you draw the attention of Volkar, who looks at you, see that you use that item, and then he looks around at you and says,
You are not attuned to your amulet, are you, Ronaldo?
I am.
currently you are attuned to the vestige, to the Kraken's impaling light, and to the graveyard.
Yeah. The
What-
vestige of the evening glory, it goes down. Where is it? It's immune from the scrying and stuff.
Is it?
Let's see.
Oh yes, you are Blessing of the Mother Knight. The attuned wearer is shielded
Yeah.
against divination magic. You're right. All right.
Exactly.
As if
That's
you
why
are under
Cyril
no detection.
Doesn't need the other deck with either.
Oh yes. Oh yes. But Zero is wearing. Yeah. This is the ugly Zero. Very well.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is. All right. I guess the powers
the
of
disgusting Cyril.
the powers of our deity. I just don't want to have any surprise, guys. This is gonna be tough as it is. So, does anyone know how to open this thing? Oh, what is that? I think there's some dusty tubes abandoned there, some oil flasks on the ground. Does anyone need flasks of oil?
Why not?
don't
You
think
always
I
have
mean,
fun with
we
it,
can
right?
always, yeah, I'll take them. I can
Yeah,
throw
I'll
them
take
on
one.
someone and we can light them on fire. Always useful.
Very well.
Oh, Midge, you remind me of the Kraken with oil.
Midge, there are 6 dusty to the west corner, to the northwest corner of this room. You have 6
Okay.
flasks of oil. They're
Okay.
dusty there on the ground.
They're up here then. All right.
Yeah.
6 flasks of oil.
Yes.
All right, I'll
Midge,
have them.
Midge, your token's so small that you can. Oh boy. The tokens are so small in this map.
Yeah.
that you can actually it's almost the size of the thing. All right. So how are we gonna get in?
Can I snoop around, see if there's any mechanical apparatus or whatever that indicates something? Or there are holes in each one, right? Well, what are the? You said there's pictures of like above the names. There's a little pictogram, right? Like, what do these look like?
It's just writing. It's as if it was a little base to put a statue on, but there's no statue. It's just a base.
Can I investigate? Can I snoop around?
Absolutely. Yeah. By all means. Roll perception.
Ricardo, you're helping me out.
It's too dusty, Ronaldo. You find this place uncomfortable.
Midge will Midge will try and connect. Sorry, guys. Midge will try and connect with like the dust mites, and she knows that they're usually present in the dust, and any bacteria or anything in the area, and she'll try and connect to it and roll perception as well, if I could, please, or investigation.
Okay.
Perception to look around. 16.
There's nothing else here. You find some dusty smith tools on the ground, the 6 flasks of oils, and all the crossbow bolts that were shot at you.
Okay.
I have an idea. I think Creek's gonna get a song. He's gonna bardic inspiration Cyril. Actually, he has a song for him.
Yeah.
And, Creek will look at Cyril and says, "You know, that beautiful version of you. Oh man, I'm gonna inspire with him. You know, I made a song for him actually while we were thinking." And he plays a catchy beat in a nice tune. He goes, "Oh how I miss Cyril and his pretty face," and I just beat a smile that could light up the darkest place. Come on now, Cyril. He walked like the sun with a gentle pace, just like you. Now I'm lost in a memory I can't erase. You just hear like this beautiful thing about Cyril. I'll give you a D12.
Ugly Cyril is slightly upset that it's not about him, but he'll take it. He'll take it. That is a 31.
Necrolumpa is just glaring daggers
All right.
at Creek.
Cyril, you think the solution here is brute force? That's the only solution you see. Someone has big nails. Necrolumpa does.
Cyril's gonna look to Necrolumpa and is gonna say, "My dear, I've noticed that you have some very immaculate nails for a lich, and I must say, as unfortunate as it is, I think they're going to come very useful in this situation here."
Yes, my nails are quite long and quite sharp, but I'm sorry to say that at the moment I'm not at my strongest. I think perhaps the spikes on your armor might serve you better. Might serve us better.
Midge says,
Guys, I can turn into an animal with sharp claws.
And Cyril's gonna click his finger and he's gonna turn to Midge and he's gonna say, "Midge, once again, you're so smart."
Hey guys, I just realized I could just paint a door for us too, but I'd like to see the bear from Midge.
Yes,
so
you
tell
could
me,
just
what is
paint
it
a
that needs
door.
to be done? Yeah, what is it needs to be done, Legend?
You're turning into what?
No, sorry. why were the nails important? That's what I'm asking.
So you can brute force pull the door open.
Oh, nails. Oh,
Yes,
so
nails.
it's a strength-based thing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's the strongest thing I can wild shape into? A bear?
Over.
You
Oh,
got this,
bear.
kid.
Is that? I mean, let me take a look, real quick.
Necrolumpa needed
Wild
to
shape.
save her nails for the chalkboard. That's why she's not doing it.
What's an ape?
Darn Skippy.
Should Creek use his nails? I got an idea after Midge.
I don't understand what nails are. I'll just do a black bear
Why?
legend.
Very well. All right. So
Well, why waste a wild shape just for? Well, never mind. Strength.
I can wild shape. Dude, I'm
Yeah, definitely.
an arch druid. I can wild shape
No, I
as
know.
many
I was
times
just
as I
saying,
want.
like, why waste a whole wild shape on this? But I'm like, well, actually, that would be good. I was just thinking ahead, like after we
Roll.
open the tubes, can the bear fit? That's all I was saying.
Midge, go ahead and roll a strength
Yeah.
from the bears that block.
14. Yeah, he's
You
not very strong.
you don't pull it open.
Creek, we'll go
Mitch
over...
will turn back into herself.
All right, guys, it's time for me to use my nails, and Creek will pull out his Nolzer Marvelous Pigments, and like, watch this bad boy, and he paints a door.
Very well. And you paint a door, and as you look on the other side of that door, as you open the door, you see a ladder going down.
Wow! Isn't that convenient, Creek? I knew you were going to use your artistic instincts to get us to a place. So, let's go down.
And the moment Volkar enters the tunnel is filled with gas. You just hear the hiss of steady gas just seeping through tiny little holes on the walls in this tube and just filling up the tube. And it's poison, so
He says, ha ha ha! Isn't it nice? They build traps for mortals. Ah, bad designers. You know, I used to know this guy who worked for Vecna, was very good in building traps for both mortals and undead. He was a lich as well. His name was a Sararak. He was kind of like an architect, engineer type of thing. Great guy to talk to, very, very ingenious. And unfortunately, he crossed Vecna, and as usually happens, he got himself destroyed. But hey, he made some pretty good works. I mean, there are some tombs and dungeons that he made and then he would spread rumors across the multiverse to adventurers, saying that there are buried treasures and artifacts and whatnot inside these dungeons, and we're all like a bunch of traps for the adventurers to fall in, and he consumes their souls that are dead in his dungeons. Isn't that brilliant? Ah,
Like fun.
Sararak.
I mean, once we defeat Vecna, what's gonna surpass that? We're gonna want something to do. Trying to pop these traps could be worth a good assortment of stories.
And yes, the ladder descends from the cylinders, and let me bring you all to the other side. As you are descending down from there you go. Tiny little space there. Let's zoom in. As you're descending down, you see 3 fire beetles, giant fire beetles. Just that the moment they notice you, they start to move. That's how they look like. Midge, they look beautiful. Aren't they beautiful?
Sorry.
And
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Where am I? There we are. sorry, I
And-
was looking at wild shape options.
Does my curse affect them?
It does actually. Yes, they hate you.
Oh no. Oh no.
So these ladders that come down from the cylinders lead you to this storeroom. The feet of the ladders are lit by 3 skittering giant beetles with glowing glands beneath their carapaces. Against the south wall is a small forge and a workbench scattered with aged machinery.
Can we do a investigation of this?
Are the beetles
Hostile,
showing
yes.
hostility toward?
Yes, very much.
With the hostile, no.
But I'm not gonna roll initiative for you guys to kill beetles.
Okay.
That's just, you can just step on them.
That's what I figured. I'm just looking to see if I can do anything, if Midge can utilize them. So I'm just looking through my spells real quick.
Very well. They are all
What did you
coming
say was
towards
on the
Creek.
table?
They're all flying towards Creek.
Oh god! Get these things away from me!
They are giant though. They are giant, but you guys can just you can kill them with a sneeze.
Creek's flying off the ground. Oh gosh, they can fly!
Midge will just study it because she can, possibly. I don't know. She almost wants to capture it, but it's too big.
And Cyril will just cast a firebolt to kill the beetles, or fireball.
No. Meanwhile, the
isn't that-
Ronaldos are gonna be
Isn't
on
that nice?
either side. Ronaldo
Um,
and Ricardo are gonna be on either side of the ladders, and they're gonna reach out and like a trapeze artist, just kind of grab Creek's hands and fling him to the side, and they're gonna say, "Beetle and the Bard, isn't that a book by some controversial author right now?"
As
So-
a reaction,
yeah.
Necrolumpa is going to, as a reaction to Creek's or to Cyril's fireball. Necrolumpa is going to Misty Step into the farthest corner.
and Volcar flies away as well. And Cyril, as you cast fireball on the beetles, you realize something new happens.
Oh god.
They grow as a result of your fireball attack. And now they are huge beetles.
Going, they hate me. I don't know why.
And Cyril is going to look between, or to either side of him, to the 2 Ronaldos, and just say, "Oops, I guess."
Excellent.
Not so squishable now.
Great way to make a mild, annoying situation a bad situation, Cyril. Thank you.
You're welcome, Volcar.
Creek says you should try that again. There might be.
I
They might
mean-
explode.
There is only so much space they can grow.
You mean before we are crushed beneath their mass?
I love the Loompa voice. I suppose there's only
Midge says,
Just leave them alone. They can't hurt us anyway.
I don't know, Midge. They're flying towards me. Those things are terrifying.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Creek. So, what do you guys would like to do? Volcar just goes to the other side and says, "Well, there are at least 3 doors to get out of this place. How do you guys want to decide where to go? We can let the beetles
Right.
eat Creek, it's fine."
Well,
What
Right,
was
so
on
we're
the
right.
table again?
We're going to
What
the
was on
right.
table?
It's an abandoned workbench in a forge.
Oh, okay, nothing, no big deal.
Any rogues?
You can roll perception.
Alright.
Or can I do perception?
Okay.
I rolled really high.
16.
Ronaldo, as you approach the forge, the pot inside is the metal that was on the forge. The forge is not lit anymore, and the metal that was melted in there, you can see that is a ring right on the surface, but it's merged into the metal, the solid metal liquid, and the ring is kind of stuck in, but seems to be quite an expensive ring.
With Ronaldo's history as a forge clear, can he figure out some way to safely break the ring out, kind of like bust the?
No, you would have to melt that. You would have to light up the forge and melt the metal if you want to safely remove the ring.
Well, I mean, I assume I should just put this in my backpack for now.
The entire thing?
I mean, why not?
It's
Or I mean, it's like, can I light the forge? It seems
pretty.
excessive.
Well, it's gonna take some time. I mean, you're a forge cleric. You know that to get to the temperature of melting metal is gonna take quite some time.
Yeah, in my bag of holding, so it's not the whole thing isn't gonna. The weight's not gonna matter. I'll just put a fire beetle forge ring pot. How about that?
That pot is not gonna pass through the entrance of your bag of holding. So your bag of holding is still has a physical dimension to it.
10 inches.
Yeah, and you have to. It needs to fit to the entrance of the bag. That's why you can shove a medium creature into a bag of holding, because it's just going to rip the bag of holding. If that happens, it's like physically ripping a purse. And if you do that, all the contents just spill out.
All right. Well, if I can't carry the ring and I can't use the forge and I can't break it open, like, what's the point?
Well, you can try and break if you want.
Yeah, I'll break the pot. Yeah.
How do you want to do that? You can roll investigation, Ronaldo.
Sure.
Ronaldo, you think that whoever was working here was using those fire beetles to light up this forge.
Ricardo, what? I think it's time to do something crazy. And he's gonna hop on the fire beetles. Yeah, woo, come on, yeah. He's gonna
roll acrobatics.
And Ricardo's gonna go on the other one. Oh man, no. He's gonna try to make them light the forge. Or whatever.
Disengage and run to Revokar saying, please open this door. I don't want to be near these bugs.
And yes, the fire beetles don't even resist much when you guys mount on them.
Seeing this, Midge will, seeing them not resist, Midge will hop on the other one.
Very well.
This is perfect.
Excellent. So you guys are now riding fire beetles. Giant fire beetles.
Like bosses.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
Very well. I'm gonna give you all access to the token. You can move them around. And now what?
Ronaldo will kick one and say attack, or do the thing that would get the ring, like whatever lights up the forge.
The beetle has no idea what you're doing.
Can I do an animal handling? Like, it'll stroke its head and he'll be like, blah, 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 blah.
That's
that thing over there.
That's not gonna help with this. This is with the intelligence of this creature. If only you guys had a druid that could potentially cast speak with animals or something like that.
Yeah, if only I had that spell prepared.
I have something similar that we could use, but I'm terrified of those things.
What is the similar?
That's
thing?
why I said if only you guys had a druid that could cast Speak of Animal. Unfortunately, you don't. But yeah, if only you had it.
But I'm terrified. I don't want to be near those bugs.
All right. I'm gonna. Fine. I'll figure something out. He just has to light the forge, right? Like just be an intense amount of fire.
Well, you can sense the heat coming out from this gland under the beetles, and it seems to be very intense, as if the beetles could spit out lava, almost.
I'm assuming my fireball in that direction did nothing to the forge.
The fireball did
Mitch will
nothing.
look
The
over
fireball is
at Ronaldo.
instantaneous. It blows up and then goes away.
Okay.
Midge will look at.
What is it you're trying to do?
Trying to melt or heat this pot up enough to pop the ring inside out.
Okay, so could Midge roll something because of her knowledge of?
Or can we just
insects that she
roll
might
animal
be- that she
handling
might
to
be able to-
squeeze the thorax? And get the,
You can roll
the
nature,
first-
Midge. You can roll nature to analyze these creatures.
Okay. 17.
Yes. Midge, you think that you can. You just have to tickle them.
So Midge goes,
Okay. Tickle, tickle.
and she tries to point it towards the forge.
Very well.
Ronaldo and recall, we'll do the same thing. Goochie goochie goo.
And very well. And as you start to do that, the beetles start to shake, and they spit this lava-looking fluid into the forge. And as they do so, it immediately lights up. It takes about a minute for the metal that is inside to start to melt. And Ronaldo, as soon as it does, you pick up the ring. And I have to say, it looks very beautiful. It looks like this. It's very expensive. You can roll an Arcana.
Like, fancy. Yes, let's go. Dirty 20?
Yes, it is a ring of fire, a ring of elemental command fire.
Ooh,
And
sounds dope.
that explains why it hasn't melted in that metal. Because the ring is immune. The ring is immune to fire.
The ring, Ronaldo is holding up the ring to the light like Sauron holding up the wondering to look at it and be like, ah, yes, a delightful bauble. This little jaunt of ours is paying off already. Thank you with the tickling, Midge.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Now you wonder. I mean, if they are melting a legendary ring, I mean, you got lucky, Ronaldo, because that's a ring that wouldn't melt that easily, because the ring magic is immune to fire. But you imagine what all that metal inside is made of, because they were melting legendary rings here. It makes you wonder, wow, they're really spending significant amount of very extremely rare legendary magical items in this forge.
So they're already super god tier entities with magical, overwhelming magical abilities. So yes, it's daunting already. They can melt
Oh!
legendary items and not care.
They are also magic item hoarders. They were known for hoarding magical items. So whoever was in here, I assume they had access to a lot of magic items. Don't
Keep your eyes peeled, everybody.
Don't think spell weavers are just spellcasters. They usually carry some powerful swords with them and other magical items. Also, they have this strange disc with them that they carry around. Never quite understood the full purpose of it, but it's something that's... Vecna used to say they used to cast powerful telepathy and talk to each other. They are more like sorcerers than wizards, for all I understand. And he says, so,
Well, shall
which door
proceed
we
to the
open
spoon?
next? These
I assume
beetles
our
are not gonna
beetles
pass
can't
through the
fit through
door.
them.
Midge hops off. Did we already
Yeah.
open this one? I thought that
No.
was the one we were going to open.
Did you
We
open?
didn't open it yet. No, not yet. Only Vokar can open these doors.
Yes, that is true. So I'm gonna open this one. And he puts his hand on it, and the door opens. Very well. Another hallway. This place seems like it's gonna be a labyrinth. And
Should we check the other ones before, just in case?
Agreed. I think we should cover all our bases and see if there's
I mean,
anything of
he's-
interest in any of the other
He
ones.
said there might be magic items anywhere.
you know,
Creek is
Midge, I think it would be good for us to split so we can cover more ground.
But you're the only one that can open the doors.
Well, I can
have
open
an
those
idea.
I can open those doors for you. And you guys check that side while I go with Creek to the other side. And
Okay.
Wait, these doors open next door?
and then he goes to the south and he opens another one. And yeah.
Oh, I was gonna paint a door right here so I can open this up.
A door where there are two doors there, one south, one north.
Right
Creek.
here, like in the paint a door here.
Well,
Midge is.
I can simply open the door for you, Creek. Save your ink.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
And Midge, Cyril, you start to go there, and Ronaldo, Ricardo, Necrolumpa, you take in the third door.
Yep.
The beetles can't pass through the door, but they are still angry at Creek for whatever crazy reason.
It's relieved.
And Cyril and Midge, you find a very long corridor. And Ronaldo, Necrolumpa, where are you going? And you find a door there, but you would need Volkar to open unless you want to risk a trap.
Didn't he already open it? Because I can see through.
No, I was talking to Midge and Cyril.
Oh, sorry.
Can you want to investigate it?
Yeah, can we investigate?
Yes.
That will be a 25.
Yeah, 9.
Cyril, this is definitely trapped.
Cyril looked to Mage and is gonna say, I don't think it's safe to go in here. However,
I mean, think
Why
about
would
it. You enter a room, arrow shot on your back. You pass through a tube, it filled up with gas. It seems that and then you came down, and then there were a bunch of giant fire beetles, and then you guys made it even more giant. It seems that the motto of this place is that of there are traps everywhere.
yeah, so
Yeah, but-
Cyril.
Cyril, we haven't gotten hurt. I mean,
Exactly.
we're kind of badass, you know?
And I mean, why would you put a trap on a door if you had nothing to hide on the other side? I think we risk opening this door.
I agree. Both of us at the same time. On the count of 3. 1, 2,
3, and Midge is gonna run.
And
And Cyril opens the door.
Cyril, as you put your hand on the door doesn't open, and instead, you are immediately stunned. No save.
Cyril just falls to the ground. And is all
You mean falls on top of the carpet?
Of course. Oh yes. Of course.
Midge runs back and goes,
Interesting.
Ronaldo, you're going the wrong way. I thought you were going with Necrolumpa on the third door.
I stepped out for a minute, so I don't know where we are.
Necrolumpa, you, Ronaldo, and Ricardo were going through that door over there.
Okay.
And as we start to head through, Necrolumpa says to Ronaldo, I saw that you found my lost ring. I was looking everywhere for it. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to return it to me?
Oh, this old thing? I'm so sorry. And he starts to hold it out to her, and then flips it, pops it, hides it back in his sleeve. So sorry that you thought it was yours, but finders keepers, nya nya nya.
How droll.
Don't worry, if you're nice to me, I'll get you something nicer sometime. Don't worry.
I will hold you to that.
And
"Can Midge
actually, you
roll
know
like
what?
an
I'm sorry,
guys.
I could be a bit meany sometimes. With all your fiery hair, fire nonsense, whatamazingo, how about this? If I give you the fire ring, you promise to owe me something later of equal or thereabouts value. How about that? You really want this bad boy?
Fair enough.
All right. The ring of elemental command, fire, I think should go to the hothead. Here you go. Fling. Toss it like a coin. Enjoy. Do something fun with it.
She catches it and stows it in her in a pouch. Although, for the record, her head is not currently on fire.
very well.
Well, I know it's a disguise, but it's, in general, that's Drazal's thing.
And
Right.
And Midge, as you approach Cyril, a minute passes and you're no longer stunned. But you notice that if you touch the door, you get stunned immediately.
That was my question. If I could roll like a check on the door, that it's going to happen regardless.
Yes, it seems that there is a faint glyph on the door, or a rune. Volkar tells you,
All right, Creek. 4 doors. Which one you want to open?
Let's do the first one here. What
Very
could go
well.
wrong, Vokar?
And
go right here.
Ronaldo, you and Necrolumpa find another door there, and at the end of the hallway, another door. So, Cyril, you and Midge head through the hallway, and you find some ceramic pots on the ground in this hallway as like ancient relics. And that all of this leads you to a hallway that has yet another 2 doors to open.
Can we investigate this one?
Yes.
Yeah. Midge is gonna just keep looking at Cyril and saying,
I think you're better at this than I am.
And Cyril's going to look to Midge and he's going to say, I may be better at this, but you need to open this door now, my dear. I mean, after the last one, I think it's only fair.
And
Okay.
yes, it seems that you are. It seems that you are currently. You are currently correct in your theory, Cyril, that these creatures, that this place, all doors are gonna have a faint rune in front of them, some sort of protection rune. Volkar opens the door in front of you, Creek, and as it opens, it opens to a room full of creatures. 3 bunk beds line the walls of these ramshackle barracks. 4 brawny humanoids sit on the lower bunks, listening intently to a 5th who ominously gestures from beneath a tattered white sheet, as if mimicking a ghost. Each creature wears a blue tunic, draped with chainmail, along with a brass mask depicting the same long-haired beard man with a stern gaze. Here's how the mask looks like that they are wearing. And as you look into the room,
Cyril. The cult of Cyril. We're good.
and this is how they look like. Now, strangely enough, they all look at you, Creek, the moment you enter, and they seem to be slightly puzzled by your presence there in Volkar. And Volkar says,
Okay. I guess we stumbled against a code. The mask's not strange to me. It looks like the mask of an ancient god of justice and storms and wars. What was his name? I forgot it. Anyway, hi everyone. We're looking for the obelisk. Do you by any chance know where we can find it?
Creek will join and go like, yeah, you can continue practicing. I gotta say, you guys look quite organized, no here for harm. But we are travelers sent for a greater purpose. Please aid us in our fight to save the gods. Can I lie?
and yes, by all means, roll deception. And they don't reply. They are all completely mute and staring back at you.
Creek will. Oh, Creek has something for that.
Creek,
I will.
as you're looking into their eyes of the masks, you realize there's nothing behind it. There are no eyes there.
I think they might be ghosts. I don't see. I whisper. I don't see anything behind their mask.
I think they are constructs.
Can you just lock the door then?
We can try.
And he puts his hand on the door. And you hear the door locking.
I don't think that will stop them.
Creek will take out his paint and just put a little red X on it. And you just see this X right here go like, all right, let's move forward.
What is the red X for?
To not go in there again.
Can't you just paint like a wood board or something to block the door so they can't get out?
Oh yeah, actually that's quite genius. Creek will get another paint and then paint a metal, like a steel metal beam across the door, and that's like bolted into the wall.
Roll your performance, Creek. Let's see how good of a painter you are. Very well. Excellent, Creek.
Whoa! That's the best metal bar I ever saw painted.
And Necrolumpa Ronaldo, what would you like to do there in your little corner?
I forget. I stepped away for a minute. So, like, we can't actually open these doors safely, right? It's like, regardless, we would need Vokar to open these.
To open safely, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, why are we splitting up then? Why aren't we with the others? I think we should go back. Like, who suggested that we split up?
Volkar did, so that you can cover more ground.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't sound very safe or pragmatic. I mean, even if we encounter something behind these doors, then, like, will we split up and can't handle them individually, probably.
Are you a scared little lich?
No, but, I would not. A lich would not have lasted this long if they were not pragmatic and cautious. Maybe if I had the real Necrolumpa with me, I would take on a whole room by myself.
Well, the
Well,
whole reason why you guys last as long is because of your phylactery. That's as simple as that. You've died one too many times.
I'm merely thinking of my simulacrum. He's got less health than we do, don't you know? He was born less than yesterday.
Very well, then I will go first. And I want to investigate this first door here.
Ronaldo's
Yes.
Ronaldo's leaning against the wall, and Ricardo's like peeking from behind a corner. But
Is
only,
this...
only after
Sorry, go ahead.
casting. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but because it will probably help, he will cast. Wait, let me just double check the wording of this. Yes, he will cast resistance on you. You can add this to a saving throw of your choice. I'm assuming
Excellent.
you'll probably need it.
Awesome. So I'm gonna start by just kind of inspecting the door. Should that be Arcana or Investigation?
Investigation.
Okay. Ooh, feeling pretty good.
Very
about that
well. You find a fainted rune on this door, almost the same color as the door. As you follow the trace, you can find a symbol that you don't understand, but seems to be some sort of ancient rune. It's a protective rune. That much you can tell.
Would there be... Can I make an Arcana check to determine if there's any point in casting, like, comprehend languages to see if I can determine exactly what...
Well,
the, like, more
comprehend
specifically what the nature of it would be?
comprehend languages won't make you understand a symbol
Okay.
like a glyph
an
or something like that. Only
Arcana
language.
check, could an Arcana check, like, give me more information about the, like, magical nature of it? Beyond just that it's protective and warded and whatnot?
No, because an Arcana check pulls from the body of knowledge that you already have, and this is extremely niche. You wouldn't, your character wouldn't know this. I mean, the civilization. Basically, what you assume is that the civilization that wrote these runes here disappeared. So, and all knowledge about them disappeared. So there's zero books or knowledge that you may have researched that would have told you about what these runes mean.
Okay. Then can I get a token for my familiar?
Yes. You're gonna use the poor guy.
Yes, I am.
I have to say, he's probably gonna unionize after this.
No, he's far too well fed.
Poor guy. You mistreat the little guy so many times. I find amazing, you only summon him when you are in a bad situation. You never summon him to have breakfast with you, to just...
He's always there in the lab, and I give him all kinds of scraps and whatnot. I mean, you'd be surprised how useful demon excrement is for fertilizing things and use in experiments and whatnot. I mean, he is very, very well fed.
Every time you're done with studying a brain or it starts to get a little too old, it's like, there you go.
Exactly.
Takes up the whole cat food bowl. Just...
Exactly. There you go, little guy. Just push the door open. Yes.
Very well. And
Kvazel is going to do his very best to push the door open.
Very well. And the moment he touches the door, you hear, and he gets zapped. No save. 33 points of lightning damage. He's gone.
Oh. I'm so glad to be joining your adventure, Master.
Not even his lightning resistance is gonna help him against that.
No, it's not gonna help. He has 7 hit points.
Oh, yeah. No, he's just zapped right back to the abyss.
That's so sad. He deserves more breakfast and tea time once this is over. More brains.
He'll get them.
Midge,
Don't you worry.
Midge, Cyril, you also find the faint runes in the doors there near you. What would you like to do?
Well, Midge feels bad,
All right, Cyril, go right around the corner.
and Midge will try and open up the door.
Very well. And Midge, the moment you touch the door, ah, that one is fun. The moment you touch the door,
Whoa.
Oh.
oh no, that's too big. You've become a large creature, and the hallway suddenly feels small to you, Midge.
So this is what it's like.
And Cyril is good luck
But
to
did the
Midge.
door
is
open?
good-
Did the door open
No.
at all?
No, the moment you touched, you just felt your body glowing and growing, and you just feel like suddenly the hallways are getting too small for you. Your head is hitting the ceiling.
This is a sensation I've never had before. This is really weird.
I have to say, Midge, you are as hideous as you are tall now. It's just a thing to witness, I have to say. I'm sure the others would love to see it, but there was one more
Sorry
door
to
that
be
I would...
looking down on you, but I just don't have a choice.
That's okay.
Think-
We'll come back.
I think I lost my connection temporarily, so I don't know if that meant the stream got cut off. Yes, it did. Did the stream got cut off? Oh, I reconnected. They reconnected me. Okay, great.
Stream's still live
All right.
for me.
All right. So I lost my connection there temporarily, I think for 30 seconds. The last thing I heard was Cyril. You were saying you started to say a sentence and then you got cut off midway through. Yeah.
Essentially,
Basically, she was just, yeah, just go ahead, Cyril, because
No,
I'm
go
going to
on.
cough some more.
Repeat the
I
last
just-
30 seconds, guys, please.
Cyril looks to Midge and goes, wow, you're as large now as you are hideous.
Oh, I've never been this big before. Sorry to be looking down on you, Cyril.
Oh, don't worry, Midge. I mean, I've been looking down on you now for quite some time. It's okay. I mean, it's nice to have it the other way around, I'm sure.
Cyril points her finger at Cyril, Midge points her finger at Cyril and goes,
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
And
Are you
Cyril,
up to some time shenanigans?
Cyril's going to look to Midge and is going to say, "Look, Midge, I am the time wizard here. If this was something that I was aware of, I would let you know. But this is a simple thing we call deja vu in the business. You wouldn't understand. Don't ask about it. I barely understand. Now, back to the matter at hand. There is one more door I think we should ask, or we should try and gain access to before we head back to the others and see if Folkar can open some doors for us.
Yeah, because I need to wait for this, I'm assuming, enlarge spell to go away.
I mean, why wait, Midge? You're glorious in all your size.
Why have you never flirted with me before when I was small?
Hint,
Just
hint, nudge,
like a
nudge.
big girl.
He likes big liches.
You know,
that cannot
Esther's
lie.
size, you could barely fit in the clock tower. There weren't
Why is
stairs
Legend-
in there, there were escalators.
Oh boy.
Legend rolling a lightning bolt to the worrying.
So Cyril, do you touch that door?
I touched that door.
Very well. Cyril, you are now a frog.
Nope. I have no vision, but okay.
Midge walks over and goes,
Oh my goodness!
Midge, you're adorable! And she reaches down and picks you up and puts her in her pocket and starts to walk back towards the others.
Oh, he's the frog on the magic carpet.
Yeah, bring my carpet, please. Do I have cognitive
Midge doesn't
abilities?
care about a stupid magic carpet. Midge only wants the frog.
And Cyril mentally is going to command the carpet to follow him using the magic word
So,
of bird. Would it
Midge-
be?
Can you
Bird?
talk in the word? Can you do that?
Nope.
So Midge has got you as a frog, and she's walking back. How far does she make it before she turns back to her original size, Legend?
She doesn't.
She doesn't. She stays this big.
For the time being, yes.
I have no vision. I'm assuming the dark.
I
frog has no
already.
dark
Oh, I forgot to give you. Wait, I'm gonna give you control over the frog token. Sure, that will change your life. There you go.
Thank you. Wow.
And you're just in.
Speed of 1. Fuck.
Yeah, but you're in my pocket.
Oh,
Remember?
I know, yeah, I know.
Midge,
The frog.
I have to say, you wondered if the only thing you gotta do to bring him back to his normal self is to give him a kiss.
Let me roll for this, because this is interesting.
It's a kick to a frog.
I'm trying to think. Would Midge know that story? Like, would she?
It's her favorite growing up.
You don't know the story about the snake and the frog, and that the snake kissed the frog, and then the frog turned into a man, and then the man cut the head of the snake and cooked the snake and ate the snake, and that's why you always advise the snakes never kiss a frog.
What the heck country did he come from?
I don't know. I don't know that.
You never heard that tale?
No.
Usually it turns into a
everything's
prince
nice.
and I get married.
Guys, you never lived in the Outlands. Come on. The snake and the frog. Everybody knows that tale.
All right, so Midge, sure, why not? Midge, because this will be fun. Midge takes out the pocket and goes,
Well, I read about this in books when I was a little girl, and I thought it was kind of disgusting. I mean, to have a prince. But the kissing the frog? That's kind of cool.
and Midge, with her like gummed up, nasty teeth and mouth, just kisses the head of the frog.
Very well. And as you do so, you were right, Midge. Cyril goes back to be himself.
And I imagine instantaneous warts all appear along Midge's lips. And Cyril is going to say, "Let go of me, Midge. God, I have my carpet to get." And he's going to barge past her to go get his carpet.
Yeah, are you? Hold on. Are you going to barge past Midge? Can you get
Yes.
past her?
He can't actually. No, he cannot.
No.
Cyril will misty step through Midge, through her legs.
You can't. Okay. Through her
You
legs.
have to see the destination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but Midge wouldn't have been able to fit through the door, Legend.
Oh yes, that is true. You are on the other side.
Midge would have been here. So
Yeah. So Cyril became
he
Cyril on
would
the
have
other
been right
side.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been right here. Yeah. So he's fine.
Very well. Craig, Volkar comes to closer to you, and he opens another door. And inside, let me describe what you see. Oh boy, now that's gonna be fun. Like claps of thunder, drums boom in this age barracks. With each rumble, dust and sand trickle from the ceiling onto the drummers. There are 5 humanoid-like creatures. Each wear the same blue tunic you've seen before and a brass mask of the same long-haired beard man with a stern gaze. Amid the drummers sit an older human man, or at least that's how it looks like, on a wooden throne. He wears a distinguished... Let me increase this. He wears a distinguished midnight-hued robe, and his long winter white hair peeks from beneath his mask and fanciful helm. As you look into that, Volkar says, "Okay, I guess I'm seeing a pattern here. Hello, sir. We're looking for the obelisk. You can just point us in the right direction. We'll be on our way. We don't want to bother your little ritual." And they all turn to you and start to look at you. And the Creek, you can click on your token and roll initiative.
Oh, Volkar, we should have locked this door.
Well, I agree.
And you can all click on your tokens and roll initiative, actually.
Ooh, nat 20.
Very well.
Nat 20.
If you don't have inspiration, you can get one from those nat 20 initiatives.
Yeah, does anybody not have inspiration?
Just simulacrum, Ronaldo? Ricardo?
Well, he's he can have my overflow.
You can only have one inspiration per player.
Before you had us roll that, Midge, Cyril and I were having a little thing via chat. Midge would wild shape into her bear form, is what she was doing, so she could fit through the door.
The bear form is large, right?
Is it?
Yeah, so it's the same size as you have right now.
All right, then. No, black bear's a medium beast.
Oh, black bear. Okay.
That's what I clicked. That's what I added to my sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get you
All right,
black bear token.
Everyone's, even those of us who aren't near Creek need to roll, right?
Yes, just so that we resolve the initiative in order. You're not in combat.
Alright, I'm going to give myself advantage on initiative as per my ability. And then for Ricardo.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't click my token for crying out loud. Anyways, I rolled a... Did I roll? This is all turning out funky. Well, I rolled a 17, I think, for Ronaldo.
Okay.
And then 11 for Ricardo.
Okay. 17 for Ronaldo.
It didn't come up because I didn't click my token first, unfortunately.
Where is Ricardo? Ricardo is not in the initiative. Let me add. And you said 11 for Ricardo.
Yeah.
Very well. All right. I think we have everybody in the initiative. And Midge, you said you became a black bear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me give you
I
control.
guess, Cyril, you just want to change, just so we stay in initiative, you and I just switch.
Hmm?
So I'll turn into black bear and take my action, and then you can move and do yours. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Ronaldo's
Just to
not near
honor the initiative.
Just a waste of 34, but it's okay.
Then don't.
No, I'm joking.
I mean, I did say I turned into the black bear before we rolled
I
initiative.
joke.
My mic was muted, and
Yeah, you don't
we
need
had
to.
typed
Yeah,
it in,
you
so-
don't. You don't need to switch, Mitch. You can keep the black bear transformation. It's fine.
I guess black bears don't have dark vision.
Not yet. Give me a second.
Oh,
There you go.
awesome.
All right.
How's
So
that?
no idea how that happened. All right.
Cavazo?
He just reappeared.
Yeah.
All right. Very well. All right, Midge, Black Midge Bear. You're back. Cyril, what would you like to do?
Yeah. Cyril is just gonna fly his 60 feet through, looking for Vokar and the others. That's 20. He's got to check that they went this way, and he'll probably dash as well. So 120. That is 40. That is another 10. So that's 50. If I can move my token. And he sees Vokar and Creek.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Cyril.
And he's gonna zoom down. Go. Hey guys. Believe it or not, Mage was humongous, and I was a frog. It was quite entertaining. What's been going on your side?
Hopefully you haven't been taking drugs again. We've been finding the cult of the silent speakers here, and I don't think they're friendly. But I got a plan.
I mean, do tell the plan.
Oh, this door is gonna be no more. But I need a second.
And that's the end of Cyril's turn. He's going to give Creek a big thumbs up and he's going to say, "You do you, bro. I got my carpet."
Very well. And in Midge, what would you like to do?
Yeah. She'll use perception to try and smell where everyone is, because the bear has advantage on perception.
Excellent.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
23.
Very well.
So I honestly don't know where they are because I wasn't looking. I had stepped away.
They are. You
So-
smell them towards the southwest.
here?
Southeast. Sorry.
Okay, so there. All right. So that was 9. So we'll go 30 to get past there. Then we'll go 40. We'll get get Midge to the T. And then the bear will dash, I guess. And just lumbering through. They're next to Volkar and them. Actually, how far was that? That was 21. Can the bear do anything? Oh, that was a dash. No like charge or anything like that. All right. Midge bear will just stop right there then.
Very well. Very well.
My turn.
Right, Cyril. Midge is humongous.
Creek, what would you like to do?
Is this made of stone like everything here?
Yes.
Okay. Creek looks at Vokar and the others and are like, alright. It seems like this door was a bust too. And Creek will take out his lyre and he'll say, we will rock you. And he's gonna cast Stone Shape with his lyre and just shut the whole door. Just basically make a wall of stone to shut the frame and seal the door. As Creek just says, we will rock you.
Very well. Excellent. the door shuts as made of stone. And what else would you like to do, Creek?
Oh, I sealed that door shut. I didn't give it hinges or a doorknob, just letting you know that. It's like basically a 5-foot wall.
You just made a wall. Very well.
And I just say, alright. Gives us a little paint. Just paints a little X on it. Problem solved.
Zero
Let's get out of here.
and be like, smart, we'll starve them out of there and they'll turn into skeletons, no bother.
Oh, there's nothing behind those masks. I think they're ghosts. I don't want to deal with those.
I think they're constructs.
And Creek, you're not out of initiative.
Creepy,
And-
keep walking with the remainder of his speed right here.
Very well. And you continue to hear the sound of drums on the other side. You hear as they seem to be accelerating, and before you couldn't hear through the walls, but now after you close, you can hear it, and it seems to be getting stronger and stronger. And well, Creek, as you look behind you, you see the air near the door rippling. For those of you near the door, you can see there's some heat coming out of the stone, not just from the door, but from the walls as well. You see light starts to bend unnaturally in the corner where you see this bronze statue. A shimmer, perhaps a reflection, just strikes through mid-air and appears where there was nothing before. You look at the statue, and it's suddenly you can see the reflection of your faces, as if the surface of the air around you were swirling like silver, making a mirror. Then, with a sound that reminds you the sounds of thousands of shards of glass breaking, you see that surface folding inward, and a shape begins to push through. Faceless, gleaming, impossibly thin at first. The creature starts to step forward in perfect silence. Its body seems to be made of razor-sharp pieces of polygonal mirror. As it steps out, you can hear Volkar.
Oh, fuck me!
And you can see that its polygonal body seems to be made of these reflecting surfaces, just like mirrors. You can see your unfamiliar silhouettes reflecting on the limbs of this creature that is all long and angular. Its very long claws touching the ground, and where there's supposed to be a face, there's only more mirrors, more surface. The entire skin, if it not more, is just mirrors. The portal behind seals with a chime, and you realize the creature didn't walk through the portal. The creature was the portal. As the portal seals behind it, suddenly the drums stop. And on the other side, and you realize that those were summoning drums. And the moment they saw you, they didn't say a word, but they summoned in front of you these This seems to be what you would expect by the description of Volcar. A Nara.
Great! Thanks, Greek!
I'm not responsible for that.
And that creature stands there at the end of the hallway, looking straight at all of you who came there to take a little peek. Or is it looking at you? Or is it sensing you? Oh wait, that's you looking at yourself. Anyway, I hope you guys are ready for this.
Oh.
But if you're not, you have a week to get ready because we'll continue this fight in the next session. When you can. Oh God, the relief in your voice. We'll continue this in the next session. For those of you,
It's not like it's gonna get better next week. It's not gonna change.
well, we're gonna start from the initiative where this creature, we start the session attacking you. Fun times.
Oh, we can't hug it?
Well,
I mean,
you can certainly try. I mean, it does have arms. It has a humanoid
Give it
form.
a bear hug.
So we continue this in the next session. For those of you who've been watching us, thank you very much for staying with us. It's a pleasure having you here. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. You're going to receive a notification every time we're live or there's something new published in the channel. Also, we're celebrating our 500 subscribers milestone, but every day we're getting closer to 1,000. So there's a giveaway that is ongoing and it's posted in the boards in the post section of the channel. You can go there and participate. We are giving away Lego Minis, D&D collector, Royal Mail stamps, and all sorts of cool things. But I have to say, if we reach 1,000 before the end of that giveaway, I'm gonna double down and we're gonna add more prizes, add a couple more weeks to the contest, and add some more cool prizes. I'm thinking of perhaps the set of core rule books and some other cool stuff that we can add to celebrate the 1,000 milestone, because the channel keeps growing. It's growing faster than we can talk about the giveaway. So thank you all very much. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank you for subscribing. If you're subscribing to this channel, you're awesome, and you are always gonna roll net 20s. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll continue next week.
Thank you.